Hi legends, we got a banger for you because did you ever wonder how much it costs to actually go and maximize a Diablo Immortal account? Well, Lonely, an upcoming content creator, made this incredible video that I react on my stream, and usually I upload these reactions on my Indez TV channel, but this one I felt like was so good and so proper for the main channel, and I want to give him the right recognition. So please do me a few favors, go sub to Lonely because he made a tremendous amount of work on this one. Also, drop a like and a sub on the channel so we know analytically that you guys are enjoying the content and also that you want to see more of these. So if you're not gonna sub for me, sub for Lonely, and most important, please type cheese in the comments, and I'll see you guys legends on the next one. Peace. So boys, today we are watching here a video that is being like asked for many people, is the real cost of being a whale in Diablo Immortal. So this from a creator called Lonely. He does like incredible content, and I guess this one is actually popping off. Let's go and watch this.
In Diablo Immortal. Now, in some games, it might only cost you $1,000, $5,000, $10,000.
All right.
But Diablo Immortal is not like these other games.
Nope.
In Diablo Immortal, you'll find players who have spent anywhere from $1,000 to $20,000 to upwards of $100,000. You might remember the infamous video, "Should I refund $100,000 on Diablo Immortal?" from JTisallbusiness from over 3 years ago. And if you didn't see it from him, then you might have watched the Bald Man react to it.
Yep.
Seeing as he's gotten about 10 times the amount of views on it. But even nowadays, $100,000 is a lot to spend on a game. And it is a little bit watered down now that the game's over 3 years.
It's a lot to spend, but as you guys probably will see, it's not gonna make you very powerful, guys.
Years old. And it's not as shocking to hear, but that's still over $30,000 a year. That's more than the cost of a new Nissan Sentra. And
Easy.
Stay tuned. We're going to take a look at how JTisallbusiness is doing nowadays.
All right.
We happen to play on the same server.
All
And
right.
yes, he
Good
does
to
still
know.
play. So, what does it mean to be a whale in Diablo Immortal? And how much does this all cost? The first thing I want to mention are the in-game currencies and how I'll be making a real dollar comparison here. So the two currencies are Platinum, which can be used on the player market, buy and sell items. It can be earned for free through the battle pass and a few other places. And then there are orbs, which are the premium currency, which you can
the
only
big ones
buy from Blizzard. And
this is where you know, most of the whales, they spend their money.
of course, if you check the website, you can see the same bog standard predatory pricing.
Jesus
and would you
Christ.
believe me
It's
if I told you that there's
Bro, look at the prices of these. $25 for 1,500. This is insane, guys. 12,000. Oh, this is great value, right? Best value. Who would have thought, guys, that the best value would be the $200 pack? Wow, dude. Guys, listen, this is a steal. This is a steal, man.
a secret $200 bundle that is only available
Insane.
on the website. I'm assuming it's because there's some sort of limit to the price of in-app purchases on mobile games, but this bundle will provide you with the best dollar per orbs that you can find. But of course, there is a black market for both of these currencies. I'm not going to be considering it in my calculations, but if you do end up, you know, buying orbs from one of these
the
people,
dirty
then you're
parts.
going to end up with a negative orb balance, and Blizzard's going to make it so that your account can never join a party ever again. It's honestly one of the coolest ways I've seen to receive a soft ban, because your account just becomes unusable. You still have
2.5 million orbs. If I remember correctly, these guys spent $30,000 on nothing. $30,000 on absolutely dust. Nothing. Literally, it's donezo. Rest in peace, boy. Rest in peace. Actually, deserved, man.
have it, so now you just have the FOMO times a million. But the most cost-effective way is to spend your money, buy some orbs, use that to buy crests in the game, get
I would say this is the most popular way.
Sell those
It's definitely not the most efficient way to get actually stronger.
for plat, or use them yourself. Because you can also transfer one orb for 10 plat, but this conversion rate sucks and should be only done for like tiny amounts of platinum. Next, I'll briefly explain what systems are in place that make people whales.
Out to whale out, boys. This is me. Every day.
So there are two main things.
Every day
and these
whaling
are
out,
two
boys.
different types of gems. There are normal gems, which come in the red, yellow, and blue variety, and these only provide a singular stat. These are a lot more straightforward. You just get duplicates, and you upgrade them and they give you stats.
But to get like to rank 10, I think you need around what was a million, guys? It was like some insane number. Insane number to get like this to rank 10.
But the number that is required is astronomical. So it's an exponential growth.
Look at that. 20
Every rank requires another exponent of 3. So rank 9 is like 7,000 duplicates, and rank 10, the maximum rank, is 20,000. And just for context, you can only get about 20 of a specific gem per week naturally. So you're going to be spending a lot of platinum on these things. And then there are legendary gems, which these have their own abilities, they provide their own different boosts, and most importantly, they increase your resonance. Now, your resonance is essentially a number that denotes what rank and what quality your gems are, as well as it gives your HP and damage a boost. But that's not too important. All you need to know is the higher the resonance, the more gems the person has bought, the more money they've spent, and so on.
Yeah, guys, higher the number, higher the spend. Wow. But it's true, man. You know what? Even more basic. The bigger the wings, which, listen, Diablo Immortal, everything is about the wings, man. Even like the low spender or even the free-to-play gets so like, oh, I gotta get those wings. I gotta get those wings, man. Jesus. Everyone gets so excited about it.
And as I've alluded to, the way you get more resonance is by upgrading your gems. And once they're a high enough rank, you can throw gems inside of those gems to get another little small resonance boost. And then once you've spent enough money, you can put gems inside of your wings, and you unlock new sets of wings at every 1,000 resonance interval. But once you put these gems inside of your wings, I have no idea where they go, how they sit in there, what they're doing in there, but nonetheless, they provide a little bit of a resonance boost, as I was mentioning. So this is a good look into the money pit that legendary gems are.
Bro, you have the gems, then you have the gems inside the gems, then there's the gems inside the wings, inside the gems, inside the gems, and it the thing is, like, you never understood the gap that really exists between a whale or a maxed out. There's like two big gaps. Like, there's even a huge gap between a normal whale and a maxed out whale, like probably like giant. But between like a low spender or a free to play and a maxed out whale, bro, my arms cannot even reach. Okay. It's just so huge that it doesn't really matter. That's why I say, man, even if you fail to log in like 1 or 2 weeks and you have this feeling that, oh my God, if I don't log in today, I will never be able to catch up. Bro, you will never catch up. Even if you log in every day for 24 hours, you'll never catch up. This game is not designed to be for you to catch up like with the spenders. Never.
So the current maximum resonance as of the making of this video is 13,024. But before we jump into the big numbers, let's take a look at where we came from.
Right here.
So in the beginning, when Diablo Immortal was just a little new game, the max resonance was 7,560, which was very hard to reach, but not impossible, because our friendly neighborhood, JTisallbusiness, achieved it himself.
That's where I'm at. Now, if you guys are wondering, JT, how much have you spent to get where you are? The total I've spent is 67. No, actually, I spent $5,000 today. The total I've spent is $73,000.
No. Actually, I spent more 5,000 today.
However, as you can see, a lot of this is in eternal orbs, which have not been spent yet. So the total amount that's actually spent on the account is somewhere right around, I believe, $63,000.
But at that point, being a whale was considered to be around 5,000 resonance, and we know how much this costs because of a video from Darth Microtransaction.
I told you I would tell you the price of this, so the price of this was $24,000 in order to get those GigaChad wings. It cost the guy just $24,500, I think is what he said it was, and was 1,100 runs of the Rift. It was the information that the person who posted those wings answered with.
And now I can tell you from my own experience that nowadays getting 5K...
Listen, guys, only 25,000? Come on, man. Only 25. That's nothing, man.
Absolutely nothing close to that. If you wanted to try and get everything at once in the ideal conditions, 5K reso is going to cost you anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000. But if you've been playing for a while, it's more likely that you'll spend closer to $2,000 to $3,000. Now, over the years, they've added 2 additional item slots, which means 2 legendary gem slots. Yep. And this brings the max reso up to about 10,000. Again, an impossible number at the time, But what this update also pushed was the boundary of what is considered to be a whale. 5,000 resonance was now much, much more achievable for a lot less money. So to be considered a whale after this update was
It's
more
like
around
8,000.
6 to 7,000 resonance.
Okay.
And I don't know how much this would have cost at the time, but nowadays you can reach 6,000 resonance for close to $10,000. But we're still pretty far.
Basically, what he's saying, like, now we have 2 extra slots than back in the day. So, you know, instead of being 6 slots, it's 8, so it's easier to
Off
achieve.
of the 13,024 I mentioned. This is where the wing resonance.
Yeah, but guys, but you know, you spend like $50,000, but I mean, like, look at those wings, right? You want a BMW or you want those wings? I think like the answer is very clear, right? Do you have a wife or wings? Do you ever saw that meme that the guy's like, hey honey, do you remember that house that we wanted to buy? And the wife said, yes, I do. And then the guy shows his max resonance. The max resonance Diablo Immortal account. Man, that's like one of the best memes, man.
Into play. That's right. Adding gems inside of your wings. And the bigger your wings are, the more gems you can add in there.
Yeah, but the bigger they are, man. And look at these extra abilities. Soul Shield.
Guessed it. With the addition of wing resonance, the cutoff of who is a whale was again pushed back even farther. Nowadays, wing resonance unlocks at 6,000 resonance, so to be considered a whale, you have to be closer to 9,000 resonance.
Wow.
That's right, you've officially surpassed the original maximum. And upon reaching 9,000 resonance, you can apply to the official whale Discord. And then once you're in there, you'll realize that you need to spend another $20,000 just to hang with the big dogs. So
what? Wait. Do I need to spend $20,000 to join a Discord? Well, where do I sign, guys? Where do I sign? I mean, it's an exclusive club, bro. Maybe they have champagne bottles. Not like when you go to the exclusive club, like Gentleman Club, and they have the champagne bottle girl coming. And I mean, come on, man.
Getting your account to 9,000 resonance is going to run you about 30,000 US dollars. And that's just for the legendary gems. Again, this is an ideal condition if you're able to just go and buy all of this within a few days, if not a week. But that's only one part of it. If you remember earlier, I mentioned that there are also normal gems. And well, there are 20 normal gem slots.
20
and in order to
normal
hang with the
gem
rest of
slots.
the whales, you need to get your normal gems ranked up too.
So you need 20 times 20,000, 400,000 normal gems. Wow. And the thing is, the red ones are cheap, but everything that looks like the blue ones, the armor pen, especially the armor pen, they are so freaking expensive.
8 would be the bare
Yeah, welcome to the losing money club.
minimum. Rank 9 makes you a contender, and rank 10, while mostly unachievable, is what will give you the edge on the competition. Luckily, out of all the gem slots, you don't really need to worry about the red ones, so you can just save yourself a little bit of money there.
No. Here's what you have to understand. You're not a real whale. This is what he has to understand. You're not a real whale if you don't have everything maxed out. So you cannot tell them that you can't skip these ones. No. They need to have everything maxed out. Otherwise, how are you gonna flex that you have so much money that you even can afford to put your, red gems at rank 10? You can't cut corners, man. It's like, or you take these seriously or you don't.
Trade your blue and yellow gems. But of course, everybody's doing this, so the blue and yellow gems are more expensive. And this is going to run you about $17,000 just to get them to rank 9. And not only is it going to cost
Easy.
you so much, you're also going to be spending hours just staring at the market, hoping that someone has posted more gems.
Or you get a pilot to
As
buy
I've
for
mentioned
you.
previously, each rank 9 gem requires 6,561 duplicates. So this brings your minimum cost of becoming a whale to a whopping $47,000. And this just barely gets you into the whale territory, because you're also going to need a good pet, and I hope you've been leveling up your sanctum every day. Which, the sanctum is just a daily thing. You go inside this area, you open some chests, get some of these gemstones, upgrade some more gems that give you some different stats. It all adds up in the end. But it's locked to once a day. So
Yeah, this is probably one of the things that, for example, I coach a big whale like this, and he just wish that he could just go and run this infinitely, but he can't. So it's literally like, time blocked. Every day he has to log in to run this with all the plat, because like that's the only reason why it doesn't have everything yet to level 60.
If you haven't been playing for that long, your Sanctum is going to be very, very underleveled. But these two things are going to run you an extra $1,000 to $5,000, just depending on how long you've been playing. So it's safe to say that 9,000 Resonance Whales are spending somewhere around $50,000 just to hang with the rest. And you might be wondering, oh, there's not that many people who are at 9,000 Resonance. But these types of accounts are incredibly common. You'll see them everywhere, but they pale in comparison to the real whales, those who have made it to the in-game cap.
Because also the thing that we have to count, it's there is obviously, maybe if we are talking about to reach 9,000, they probably have to spend 50,000. But the reality is like we also have to add the cost of time, or actually not add, like we have to do the minus, because over the 3 years these guys, they got like legendary crests for free from playing the game, all this free progression. So probably, or maybe you can even reach to 9,000 resonance, maybe for 35,000, maybe 40,000. I don't know. You guys understanding what I'm saying? Because if you make the calculation, it will be 50, but if you count that someone is the day one player, they've been playing for a very long time, they got a lot of freebies along the way.
Of 13,024 resonance. So players haven't honestly been up this high in resonance for that long. It has been less than half we've seen the first accounts at all ever maxed out on resonance. At least in the US. I'm not sure how China's going since they essentially have their own game over there. But reaching 13,024 resonance is no small feat. The absolute minimum requirements are 40 max rank, 5 out of 5 quality legendary gems, 24 rank 10 2-star gems, and this alone is over $220,000. In ideal conditions, of course, just for these legendary gems. And that's having max rank gems equipped, then you put max rank gems inside of your gems, and then you have max rank gems inside of your wings. And let's not...
So, listen, we, the common people, guys, we struggle to just even max out our gems, right? Like these ones, like the honest truth is like we don't really care about the gems inside the gems, at least me, right? Like it's hard, man. It's hard. So my biggest worry is to max out this main one. But the worry that they have to max out an account, it is not only to have all these 5 out of 5 at rank 10, but inside those gems, you have to put other 5 out of 5s rank 10 to get the maximum resonance. This is absolutely insane, guys. Jesus Christ.
I forget about the normal gems. Because these players who are maxing out their resonance are...
okay, it's not only inside these gems, you also have the gems that are inside the wings, that also inside the wings, you have gems that have... oh my god. This goes so deep. Man, we gotta keep funding the Indez whale fund, man. IWF, man, the best return of investment.
Also the types to have rank 10.
I gotta become a whale to understand.
Again,
listen, guys, how am I gonna become a whale? If we don't have the fund for it, right? Like, I need to become a whale so I can understand, I can really empathize with these big dogs,
Almost 20,000 duplicates per...
And above all, then we can go into the whale card, right? Like, that's the goal. I'm gonna pay the $20,000 just to enter into the exclusive membership club, the whale card.
So these guys are gonna get all 20 normal gems to max rank. Because you can't be walking around with some little rank 7 and rank 8 red slots if you're going to be a real whale. They have all got to be 9 and 10,
that's disgusting.
10. So for the cheaper red gems, each rank 10 is going to cost you about $1,000. And then for the yellow gems, you're going to be spending about $1,500 per slot. And then for the more expensive blue gems, specifically the sapphires, they're going to be about $3,500 per gem. So in total, that's an additional $41,000 on normal gems alone. And you're also going to be spending hours, if not days, just staring at the market, sourcing the almost 400,000 duplicates needed to rank these up. But that's not all. These whales have their gems maxed out, so why not max out their familiars as well?
Yeah, exactly.
The best familiars or pets are going for millions of platinum.
Bro,
and the ones you'll see these get...
This is so expensive. Like, he's playing the States, right? These prices are crazy. Absolutely insane.
Wearing are going to cost around $1,000 each. And I can tell you with certainty that they will have multiple pets of this sort. And I mentioned the Sanctum earlier in this video. Well, the account we're looking at now has his completely maxed out. And it's hard to say exactly how much this would cost because I'm unsure of how many days you'd need to open all these chests because you have to do this every single day. But this will run you somewhere around $15,000. So now that brings our grand total to max your account like these Giga Whales to $281,000. And this is assuming that you're...
Bro, that's... I mean, that's literally a fucking house right there. Guys, that's a mortgage right there. I mean, maybe not the most fancy house, but Jesus.
You're able to straight up buy...
But wait, we don't stop here.
Buy everything from the market, which in the short term is not really achievable, because if you remember, we need 74 duplicates for each legendary gem, and then you need 40 of these total, and that's almost 3,000 duplicates to max everything out. Now you can also just buy the crest with orbs and hope that you get gems that you need, but that'll also require you to run tens of thousands of Elder Rifts. And then you have to also hope that you get what you need. And doing this is more expensive in the long run, but not by much. If you go on rate, then you can have all your gems maxed out for a similar price of like $250,000, which would bring the total to about $311,000. However, in the real world, you'll find that these mega whales have more than just the minimum of 40 legendary gems. A lot of these gems that you put inside of your gems are also ones that you'd like to use yourself. So you're going to have multiples of these, and then each time new gems come out, you're going to want to get your 74 copies all over again. So in practice, you'll see that these whales will have closer to 60 max rank gems. And now this is going to cost you over $330,000 alone.
They have 60 maxed, like, guys, it's not 6. It's not a 6, it's 60. 60 maxed out 5-star gems. Wow, dude.
More if you want to run the crest yourself. So we can make a reasonable assumption as to how much it costs to max your account, like these specific Giga Whales. And that number is $391,000. Again, in ideal conditions. So it's not crazy to assume that they've spent over $400,000. But before we go, I mentioned that we take a look at how
Also, don't forget the Phantom Cosmetics. Guys, do not forget the Phantom Cosmetics. But I will also say that now I think it is slightly cheaper to max out a 5 out of 5 quality because of like these gem surge. You know, the gem surge event really helped out a lot of like these whales. Back in the day, they had to wait for someone to put like 600,000 plat on the auction house, or they had to try to go and get the gambling. Now they can just get it not free, but they still have to spend a lot of money, probably what, like $1,500 or something, and they get it. Definitely slightly cheaper nowadays.
JTisallbusiness is doing, as he is the original whale of Diablo Immortal. And he's probably the reason that most people know about Diablo Immortal, or know that it's so pay to win. So if we take a look at his account, we can see that he's no longer 5k rezo, of course. He's now up to almost 12,000 rezo.
Guys, not even 13k. Like, JT fell off, boys. He fell off. Let's be honest. Not even 13k, he fell off, boys.
So he's still up there when it comes to whales, yet he's still pretty far away from maxing out his character. And then looking at his normal gems, they're pretty much all rank 9 and 10. And JT was probably one of the first few people to have any normal gem at rank 10, when he ranked up a ruby to 10 over 2 years ago. He picked rubies because they're the easiest to source.
Yeah, they were the cheapest
as I've mentioned, no one really likes them. And you can even see now that he doesn't even have the ruby socketed. So it really was just for the love of the game. And then also...
It was not for the love of the game. He was doing whale contents. Like, literally, JT, in that sense, he was kind of genius, because one of the biggest problems that creators they have is like, how can I break out like from all these noise that exists, right? I have to do something that will be different, that I never seen. So, for example, with me was creating the Ota build for the Barbarian, you know? Free to play, doing millions of damage. Nobody saw that before. Now, JT, he had a lot of money, so he said, okay, what if I make here an investment on this? I become the biggest whale like in the whole world for Diablo Immortal. Diablo Immortal at this time was pretty hot until it fell off like very, very quickly, but it used to have like hundreds of viewers, if not thousands of viewers on Twitch, and also thousands of views on YouTube. So probably made some money back, but I don't believe that he actually made the 100,000 back that he made initially.
Looking at his Sanctum, we can see that the important things are maxed out, but it's not completely maxed
but
out.
But it was
yet.
a really good strategy.
I'm pretty sure he's taken some extended breaks from the game, so if you're not doing this every day, then you're really not going to be able to max it out. So that's how JT's doing now. He's definitely still a big whale, but not even close to the giga whales.
Why does he have like a max, like HP and damage maxed out, and not potency? And potency, okay, I'm
Since
confused.
it takes so much to reach the max level on your gyms and so on. So would you say it's worth it to spend this much? I'd personally never say it's worth it to spend the hundreds of thousands of dollars that some people have spent, but I'll leave you with something to think about. These are people just spending money on a hobby of theirs. And I know I've personally spent over $10,000 on the gym and gym related things in the past 3 years. That's including, protein and gas and all this. And that's a cheaper hobby than most. Some hobbies like golfing specifically or collecting things can have you spending tens of thousands of dollars a year. So for most people, it honestly starts to make sense why they've spent so much money in the game. Also some part of this is going to be the gambling aspect. Some people have a little bit of a gambling addict in themselves, but that really only applies to these big whales, not most people who haven't spent that much money. Now, with all that being said, I would like to thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to like
it was a
and
great
subscribe
video
if you're
from
new,
Lonely.
and let me know if you enjoyed this type of video. It's my first time trying out some sort of like commentary type video.
Great video, man. Great video, Lonely. If you have more of these, send it my way. I will happily go and give you a shout out here. Guys, go there, drop him a sub. I'm gonna go drop him a sub here. And yeah, I'm gonna like the video.